A lot of emphasis is put on writing Japanese kanji with the correct stroke order. But with over 2,000 kanji in common use, do you really have to memorize the stroke order for every single one? Well, no. There are a few rules that can help you guess the correct stroke order for over 90% of all kanji. Let's go through the main 6. Elementary school students are graded very harshly for messing up the order of a single kanji stroke. While it seems silly to many people learning Japanese, it can be important to write kanji in the correct stroke order because handwritten kanji tends to look different depending on the order in which you write each stroke. There are more reasons, but that is a big one in my opinion. Our first rule, which I learned from James Hasig's classic book, Remembering the Kanji, is that stroke orders generally go west to east, north to south, and northwest to southeast. But what does that mean? Well, it applies to both individual strokes and kanji as a whole. For strokes, you'll write horizontal lines west to east, and vertical lines north to south. The order I put these rules in is important too. We generally write horizontal west to east strokes first. Vertical or north to south strokes usually come next, and we follow that order for each part from the northwest corner to the southeast corner. In other words, you start writing the separate parts of the kanji with the part that shows up in the northwest or on the top left side of the kanji. You'll write that part west to east and north to south, starting in the northwest of the part and finishing in the southeast of the part, and continuing along with each part until you end in the southeast quadrant of the entire kanji. For example, the kanji for one is written west to east. If you like how easy that kanji is, please be sure to hit the like button. It really helps, I think. The kanji for 10 illustrates both the west to east and north to south rules. West to east plus horizontal first, then north to south with vertical second. Northwest to southeast is illustrated by the kanji for 3. Start in the northwest with the horizontal first, and write each line west to east, finishing in the southeast corner. We'll see this set of rules pop up throughout many of the other rules, so it's important to get this one ingrained in your mind. Rule number 2 is that boxes break the first rule. They start north to south and are only 3 strokes. This is the kanji for mouth. We start with the vertical line on the left and go west to east and down in a single stroke. Then close the box on the bottom. This kanji means mouth, but the same box is also used to enclose other parts or kanji to make new kanji. When that happens, we get rule number 3. Items inside a box are drawn before you close the box. After all, how could you get them in there otherwise? Notice how we work northwest to southeast. For the kanji for 4, we start in the northwest with our vertical line. Then we go west to southeast with the right side of the box. Then we draw the sexy person legs part inside of the box west to east. Left leg first, right leg second. We then close the box, working west to east, finishing the kanji in the southeast corner. I'll give you an important bonus rule at the end of this video that talks about other types of enclosures like this. But first, there's more basic rules. When a single stroke runs vertically through the middle of a part or kanji, it's usually written last. For example, the kanji for car could be broken down into 4 parts. 1, sun, another 1, then we draw the vertical line down the middle. That vertical line is last, and that's true for most kanji with a vertical line that cuts through the other parts. Here are some other examples. You might have noticed that the last example seems to break this rule, but it really doesn't, because that line does not go through the part on the bottom of the kanji. We draw that line last for the part that it belongs to, or the part that it cuts through. Japanese doesn't only have straight lines though. it also has curved lines. Usually, if there's more than one curved line, we start with the ones which are written right to left, followed by left to right diagonals. This sounds like it breaks the first rule, but the kanji for father illustrates perfectly why that's not the case. We start with the top part in the northwest and draw the right to left diagonal, followed by the left to right one in the east. We then go down, draw right to left and left to right, ending in the southeast. Here are two other examples. Notice how we always end up protecting rule number 1, beginning in the northwest and ending in the southeast, drawing west to east and north to south? But there's more. Kanji are built up of many parts. Sometimes a kanji is built from multiple other kanji, or a few of the same kanji. We write each of those parts one at a time. So we start with the northwest part, if there is one, and write it following all the rules. Then we move to the east part, if there is one, or down to the next part, working west to east and north to south. We finish with the part in the southeast. The kanji for forest is a great example. It's just 3 tree kanji combined. We draw each tree separately. So we start in the north, since there is no northwest, and we write the first line west to east, next the vertical north to south, then the curved lines, with the one written right to left first and left to right second, ending in the southeast. Do it again on the bottom left, and finish in the southeast. Just in case those 6 rules weren't enough for you, here's a bonus rule. Kanji sometimes have what are called enclosures, either on the top, to the side, below, or all around. Looping back to our original rule, top and left side enclosures come first. Bottom enclosures are written last, and we already covered all around enclosures in Rule 3 with mouth. We'll talk more about enclosures in the next video, which is all about the different parts of kanji. After that, we'll be jumping right into actually learning the kanji one at a time. If you don't want to wait, you can start learning with the first level of the official ToKini Andy kanji flashcard deck for Anki on ToKiniAndy.com. We're also releasing kanji series videos early for all the members there, so check it out if you want a head start.